back on the road. It's a Saturday. I'm actually heading toward north to Flatwoods, or Sutton, actually. Flatwoods or Sutton. I know it's in that area. Anyway, this morning I had an experience on VIPKid. It's not my first time this has happened, but there was a snotty little kid. The whole time, he's a new kid, someone new to me. I've never met him before. He kept fiddling with stuff, playing with toys. I don't know what he was playing with. He showed me one time. I finally asked him, "What are you doing? Let me see what you're doing." Because sometimes if you do that, they will they'll put it away and deny it, and then we just all move on and live our happy lives. I'd rather do that than be like, put that away, you know. That gets you nowhere with a kid, especially if you're over online. And these are these are paying parents, and so they'll leave you a bad rating and yada yada yada. Anyway, he would participate, but then he would like lose his spot as he kept looking down, kept fiddling stuff, and then finally, you know, after multiple times, we were probably 15 minutes into class. I just said, "Okay, I'll stop and wait. I don't want to interrupt. I'll stop and wait till you're finished. Just let me know when you're finished playing, and we will continue." Some kids and then when you get to that point, that scares them even further because they see you're not, you're actually, you know, they're doing something, like something not class related, nothing dirty. They're like playing with toys, either on their phone, looking at another TV screen, or playing a computer, whatever, iPad. Then usually that catches probably most of them, because by then students are terrified because a lot of them do have respect for teachers. Well, obviously this kid doesn't. He just like, "Okay, wait." Are you? I had to go. "Are you ready?" "Nope, not ready." And I was like, when he started doing that, my blood started getting a little hot. Like, that's a little bull, and I wasn't ready to blow up on him or anything like that. And then I was like, "Okay, just tell me when you're ready." Then he mocked me. "I'll tell you when I'm ready." And so I took it a step further, and Mom was yelling for his mom. He just looked at me like I was an idiot. He goes, "Mom's not home." I went, "Okay, how about just tell Dad? Dad doesn't like English anyway." "Okay, I'll just write something here in the chat." And I've done it before. Sometimes usually the parents don't even read the chat afterwards. They'll read your feedback, but not the chat sometimes. You have those really involved parents who do. They want to see. But sometimes we'll put notes in the chat about sentence structures and things like that. They can go over with their kids, and they love that. So I do that with a lot of mine, and we can leave notes to them there too. And I've had kids cry when I put "student refused to listen to the teacher," and they know Mom's definitely going to see that. And they're good. This kid didn't care, and so after he said those about his parents not caring, and Dad doesn't like English anyway. At that point, I almost slipped into, something horrible. And I was like, so I had to quickly change gears and realize, And so that's when I went into, I seem to be, most of my time, I seem to be a very dry person, I think. But I can go into pre-K teacher mode. And I did that. I was over the top, acting like he was one of my 5-year-old level 1 students. "That's great. That's awesome. Wow." And I forget his name. I don't want to say. Well, there's billions of people there anyway. They use pseudo-names anyway. So his name was Tom. Yeah, I'm sure you know Tom from China. Anyway, that's a pseudo-name. Some of them are pseudo-names. Some are English names they actually use. Anyway, this is Tom. So if you know what Tom from China. He just looked at me like, "What in the world?" And so I just kept on going. He participated a little bit. He would repeat after me, "That is awesome. You're doing great. Your reading has your reading has improved a lot. Good, let's go to the next slide. Thank you for changing your behavior and doing great. This makes me so happy." And he was like, "What in the world?" So he starts mocking me. So "Tom, oh, that's such a handsome face. I bet the girls love that. God, I bet you have a girlfriend." And he goes, like, "What in the world?" So he flips me off. "Oh, Tom, thank you for showing me that. Wow." And so after a while of this, he realized he's not going to ruffle my feathers, and he was actually probably looking stupid, to be honest with you. He was making himself look kind of like a ding-dong. And so, that's something I've learned, and I have to work with it too. In my 20s, I would just blow up. My temper would go from 1 to 100. I never laid a hand on a kid. I would never do that. And that's something, that's getting too far. If you get to that point where you feel like actually physically hurting a kid, then you need to leave the field. But I have not verbally abused. If I can go over something bad with this, and I've blown up, and I've lost my temper, and get out of here, and fine, if you don't want to do this, I'll close the class. I could have done that, and I could have typed in a chat, course canceled for unexpected reasons, and then the people would review it. And more likely in this case, because the boy was very calm and how smart aleck he was, so more than likely it would have made me look like the fool, and then I would have gotten penalized for it. And that probably what his goal. He's probably done that to a teacher before and ruffled their feathers, and they closed the class out, and he ended up winning. Then parents got their class reimbursed, teacher got in trouble, and the kid wins. So, but no, in this case, I just did that. He finally gave up. We did the lesson. We actually went over because it's 25-minute lessons. He was my last class of the day, so I didn't care how long it went. I was going to go until they kicked me out and make him do every single lesson, every single question, every single activity. And I kept it pre-K mode the whole time. And so, and when we got to the last side, he goes, bye. And so I didn't say bye. I was like, okay, Tom, tell me what you're going to do after class to show that I'm promoting free talk and conversation for my ESL student. Parents love that too. The more you promote output, conversation, putting it into practice, things like that. And he's like, his face kind of dropped. I'm going to, and he told me what I was going to do. Honestly, I didn't pay attention because I didn't care. I wanted to say bye to and close it and leave, but I wanted to have a little more fun with him by being overly friendly and taking the high road. But anyway, I kind of wasn't the high road if I kicked him over class. But anyway, that's, moral of the story is, it's not really moral. The point of the story was that, kids will like to do that. It blows their mind when you don't lose your temper on them. You feel like it. Today I felt like my blood started boiling a little bit because one of my pet peeves that gets me going, one of my triggers is a smart aleck kid. I cannot stand a smart aleck kid. Know your role, know your place. But me, a teacher, an adult, anybody, an adult, when you combat them with what they're giving you, usually it ends up you both lose, or more often than not, the adult looks silly. And people side with the kid. Oh, you're the adult. You should have la 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 la. Okay, what would you have done in that situation? And if you're someone who has blown up on a kid for being smart aleck, no judgment there. I've done it. I feel bad for sometimes I did it and it wasn't merited. And thinking back, the kid really didn't do anything that bad for me to raise my voice at him. But yeah, there's no judgment. It happens. But as you get older, I sound like an old fart. When you get older, like me, you learn that sometimes the battles aren't worth it. You take a different path instead of yelling at them, hollering at a kid. And when you lose your temper, you lose control. You lose control of the situation. You no longer have control of if you're in a classroom, the class. Many students probably have lost any kind of respect, if they had any respect for you. They've lost that because they've seen you act like a Looney Tune. And it takes you a while to gather yourself back. You've ruined your whole day. You probably ruined some other kid's day. You're going to have an angry parent. That gets annoying sometimes. And if you actually work for a school system, more likely than not, they're going to empathize with you, but they'll take the parent's side because, that's a situation that, usually the parents think they're going to sue the school. And, whatever. I'm in the middle of traffic, that's why I keep saying and looking. But yeah, that was my last class of the day. I said some good things to the parent, in the parent feedback, saying, statement basically was, I understand some students don't want to participate in extracurricular activities, but I'm so proud of your son for putting forth a lot of effort and finishing the class successful anyway. And I gave nothing but good points. And also, kind of talked about the student does much better when he is fully focused. There were moments when he would lose focus, but I know in the future, when he starts maturing more and as he grows, he will develop a stronger, I don't know, some kind of blow smoke under there, Something you learn as a teacher too is learn how to blow smoke. And so I was kind of blowing smoke and bragging on their kid and knowing that they're going to be successful when they're grown up and yada, yada, yada. I'm so proud of him for completing the class, even though it was something he really didn't want to do today. And if the kid is right, then neither mom or dad's going to read the feedback anyway. So sometimes with these online classes, I think you're probably a 25-minute babysitter. Well, that's probably like 5. I don't know. I shouldn't judge the people here. I'm judging that. All right. I just wanted to share my little experience today, since I haven't done a road rambling in a couple days like that. All right. Thank you for watching, and